Start, finish straight. There is Johann Zarco, he's in 10th, just here. He's really keen to get through on Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah, no major impression behind Maverick Vinales in 4th spot. And Morbidelli and Rossi are starting to make... He's going for it again, up the inside of Morbidelli. Morbidelli just leaves his braking that little bit late there.
Yeah, great drive. Rossi gets out of turn 6. Through we go then into Vinales, but also trying to keep Alex Rins at bay.
Yeah, the two Suzukis are starting to look seriously.
Terrible start for Miguel Oliveira. He lost 5 places. The Styrian Grand Prix race winner.
He place at the moment. Thought Rins was going to fire it up the inside of Quartararo into turn 14. No behind Maverick at the moment. Vinales still waiting probably for that hard rear tyre to properly come in.
On the front row there, struggling in these early stages. Morbidelli from Rossi and Miller. Small got a bit of space between himself and Pecco Bagnaia back in 8th place.
Vizioso is coming under threat there at the top of your picture from Johann Zarco. Was Zarco going through under Vizioso?
Well, now Rossi gets that great drive from turn 6. Can he challenge once more?
That was a great grip coming out of turn 6. What a great shot that was. You can see that Ducati sitting down that course. I think Quartararo might just be attacking Maverick Vinales there. It was getting very, very close.
Here come the top 3, and here come Maverick and Fabio. Fabio, the Yamaha, copes with the bumps better than most. Surely Fabio Quartararo's going to have a look. No,
pressure on Vinales now, isn't he? They can just see Morbidelli and Rossi eking away at keeping the boss at bay.
On board with the doctor there as we come across the line. He won't have it.
Vinales gets great grip out of turn 16. Miller's the fastest man on circuit right now at 30. The brilliant test rider, unfortunately. He's taking a tumble at turn 14.
Yeah, this is good from out of turn 6 we go. Lord, look at that. Rear end.
Squats down.
Still as you were. Morbidelli, who hasn't led a race now since Brno, of course.
In recent history, what we've learned in recent history is that sometimes both Morbidelli, so how will that work out as we get into the business end of this race? Now then, Quartararo well wide there.
Really wide.
Turn 11.
So you've got to watch that. Buona's got to take a long lap penalty.
Joan Mir at the moment, just lap times, but Rins is opened up an advantage of 7/10. He's taken a big chunk of time. Was that Rins going for Quartararo in the background there? Sorry, Steve, I think Rins might have been actually looking at a moves here, but not quite able to make the passes stick.
He was the fastest man on that last lap, Alex Rins.
Yeah, because if you stall it, if you stall it, you're supposed to wheel the bike off the grid and start from pit lane.
So good then for Franco Morbidelli, but he's got company, and Miller's closed that gap down a bit as well. The Pramattalas
and Quartararo. That hard rear tyre now will be in and working nicely. He'll be up to moving his way forwards and perhaps piling pressure then on Miller, Rossi and Morbidelli ahead of him.
See then his protege that he brought through the ranks at the academy. Start of this one. There is Alex Rins then, fastest man on circuit, trying to...
This weekend, particularly Davide Bruvio, say how difficult it is to overtake around this 2 or 3 laps, but he just can't find a way through to make the move clean.
Just going to get a bit harder for Bagnaia as well, and Dovi 9th is about the best as it gets.
Then rolling back the years into turn 4, keeping that gap down to under the off-road event at the VR46 ranch in Pavoulia. These two always pay out.
Finishes on the podium here today. It's one of the rides of the day. You expected to see the Yamaha, the speed. Miller's doing a grand job in the early stages.
Absolutely awesome. That's why Ducati have picked him to be in the foe. And Vinales. This is further back down the field. A battle raging between the Espargaro brothers, Claire and Brad Binder. They're certainly not going to be repeating their winning heroics of Brno and
not been their fighting selves, although arguably Pol Espargaro mistakes. Here we are on board with Franco Morbidelli. He's got a...
Tipping my cap to Pecco Bagnaia because he's got incredible rhythm at the moment. Fast 7.2, about 2/10 quicker than Rossi in 2nd place. Outstanding job. Davizio.
There are the Suzukis then of Rins and Mir. At the front there's no change. Rossi's trying to apply pressure to Franco Morbidelli, and Miller is there ready to pick up the pieces as well if should it all go wrong. Still nothing really.
For quite some time. There's been a few near misses, or a few near passes I should say, for quite a few laps now, this lead group of 7.
It was Morbidelli just exceeding track limits slightly there.
Aro properly nerfed him out of the way, picked him up big style there, didn't he?
He has the inside line. What can he now do about that gap to Jack Miller, which has gone up to half a second?
Yeah, of course, Maverick Vinales really needs to finish ahead of Fabio Quartararo to reignite his championship charge after a disaster right now. He is way quicker. He's the first man in the 32s. Quartararo's bailed out.
The World Championship leader is down at turn 4.
Carl's at turn 14 on the previous lap, and at turn 4, Fabio fluffs it.
MotoGP script.
Andrea Dovizioso's 9th. He could be leading the World Championship at the end. And by Fabio Quartararo on the deck at turn number 4. His victory.
Well, to the gap.
Can you believe this? Andrea Dovizioso, we just said it.
Into turn 2 there. He wants to make it stepping on this group quite rapidly.
And this one, he gets the job done.
Rins has been told to switch to mapping 3. Tino Rossi, the block pass is coming. Oh my goodness
Crikey.
me, that was close.
Oh, I was winning.
Tino Rossi in Misano, not when he's on a podium. If you're going to make the move, make it clear. I mean,
yeah, if Alex Rins did that, he's going to need 24-hour security every time he steps onto Italian. So Rossi and Rins is just giving Mir a chance to creep back into this battle. Looks like he's going to have that second place, which should have been his, of course, in Andalusia a few weeks.
He's back up into 6th. 5 laps to go now. Morbidelli, who's trying to get through on Rossi. Rossi there knew it was coming. That was a very clever...
Yeah, Mir Rins rather, just trying to pick his moment here. Somebody can. This is going to be tough going here for Alex Rins. We saw Bagnaia just use the pan the braking zone for turn number 8. He's not going to be close enough to strike this time around. Dovizioso may well be picking off Jack Miller before the end of this race. He's a lot quicker than the Australian.
Out of turn 10 we go.
Mir is not out of this at all. In fact, he was a lot quicker. With that clear track, he's much quicker than Rossi and Rins.
Close enough again. Although Rossi's slightly wide on exit, they're almost side by side.
And seen the 2 Suzukis ganging up behind him.
Right then, onto the start to this crucial podium spot. Tito Rabat's crashed out. Riders up because he'd probably seen on a screen that that's his strongest point, and now Mir is on them as well.
Having to do all he can to keep Mir behind him as well.
Well, he might actually be able to do Valentino himself.
Tito Rabat, so let's hope that he's perfectly okay. There's your race leader at turn 8. Just still, he desperately wants to make it onto the podium here in Misano for the 200th time with his 2 prodigies, Bagnaia and Morbidelli. We haven't had an all-Italian Petrucci and Dovizioso.
Are able to stay in these positions.
Well, he's coming back towards Pecco Bagnaia. They're throwing everything at this, but he hasn't been able to make a decisive breakaway from the top 3.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, Rossi will be feeling that he could do himself a big favour. It's so difficult to predict this one. We've got 4 riders fighting now for 2 spots on the... Shame for him that we're not able to witness this show that he's put on, because he's...
That quality helmet yesterday was all to do with the famous Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. Well, he's done the round, fired up the inside of Valentino Rossi. Rossi so good, so late on the
1 second spot. I need to be getting that spot. I need to buy myself some time. Rins with Catty, that's the key. It's so difficult to overtake.
Miller's now got a second.
So crazy, isn't it? so crazy in MotoGP. You just don't know where to look.
Tonneau surface.
I mean, we could still have 2 Suzukis on the podium as yet. Anything's likely to happen. There's 2 through these final sectors. Bagnaia's lead over Rossi shrinks once more. Rins, have another look at Valentino Rossi here. No.
Bagnaia, what a resolute race he's ridden so far. Absolutely so. And this man has been in a class of his own, Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah, the 25-year-old rush, some emotion.
It really is, especially after what happened to him over the last 2 races in Brno, and what a response this has been from Franco Morbidelli.
Well, given championship charge also, 25 points are so precious at this moment. Dovi has gone through on Miller.
Dovi gets on through, and that's another vital World Championship point now then. Rins cannot get through on Rossi. Rossi in turn, trying to find a way through on Pecco.
Control, but he's lost a second in the last lap.
Yeah, I think he's got it under stage.
Oh, Mir's gone through on Rins, sorry Matt.
And that could be it.
That could be done. Now then, Rossi!
Rins make a mistake in that final sector.
Morbidelli is here. Yeah, he's going to have a proper bite
Mir's
at Valentino Rossi.
Here. Mir's going to have a pop. Is he going to be close? I don't think he is. Rossi's been awesome on the brakes into turn number 8. No, Mir
in Misano. And it's not over yet for the podium places. You have it. They're almost touching.
Oh, what a move
was that?
What a move. That is that move. Bravo, Joan Mir.
Rossi's now going to throw the kitchen sink at it. Sure, he's wide though. It's all gone wrong.
Mir ran the super tight line. Is there going to be Lakers? It looks like Frankie can relax. He's going to take his first MotoGP.
It's Samba time for Franco Morbidelli, who has finally... We have not got a Yamaha 1-2-3. Bagnaia take a bow with a...
What another astonishing show here in Misano. What a last lap that was. VR46 side of the factory Yamaha garage. He did everything he could. Gotta say, Mir got there. 4 corners later, bang, straight through.
This is fantastic to see. Look at those 3 lads. Well, lads.
Podium, mate. He went, no, I was 4th. Unbelievable.
That move from Mir on the last lap.
He will be full respect for that move by Mir. Alex Rins ran out of steam, didn't